Look at all this.
It's recording already?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You want to try it?
Yes.
Wait.
Okay, I think I'll try it after I introduce myself.
Okay.
Maybe. Hi everyone, I'm Pepper B, the creator of MePepperB.com. If you followed me over the years or just over the past year, we had an amazing series called The Beauty Hour, which was in live event form, but you know, times are moving faster, things are all digital. So because of that, we're gonna speed up time. We wanna be able to access more people, interact with more people from different states. So now I'm bringing my Beauty Hour live. And the first co-host that I have for my Beauty Hour is Niambi.
Yay.
So Niambi is the creator of Pholk Beauty, and we are inside of her lab.
Yeah, this is my dreamscape. It is actually, so it's in what I call the soul of Jersey City. It's on Monticello Avenue. And it's in one of the historically black neighborhoods in Jersey City. It feels like the South. I'm a Kentucky girl, so the first day that I moved in, I was like, I feel like I'm really back in Kentucky right now. And in back of us, that is the workshop. So we call this whole space Pholk Beauty Lab because in the back, I make the skincare with my small team every day, pack it here, fulfill from here, and then in the front, what you sometimes see on my IG, we have the beauty lounge, and that's where I like to host. We get our neighbors coming in, we do socials, so it's nice because it's really Southern in that we're making in the back and we're hosting in the front.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So how would you say our relationship started?
Oh my God, we're gonna start there?
How did our romance start?
Okay, so I had a location in Jersey City Heights, which is a different part of the city. And I was selling, I think at the time it was called Bloomsbury Square.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was making skincare under a brand called Bloomsbury Square. It was named after the garden near my campus, at my graduate school campus in London. And I was going through this process of really trying to understand what are the obstacles to getting women of color to use natural skincare, because the natural hair care movement had already started, was like in full effect. Body butters, people were putting like shea all over their body, but getting women of color to put naturals on their face was a little bit of a struggle. Mm-hmm. And it just so happened that there was a local shop called Love Locked, and I was selling my skincare through there, and Pepper was selling
my trinkets, chargers,
mm-hmm.
makeup bag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when the owner of Love Locked, Carrie, started, she was following me, and we were talking a lot about my passion for natural skincare for women of color. She was like, "Oh, you got to meet Pepper. She's a unicorn." And I was like, "Okay, I like unicorns." And so Carrie introduced us by email. Then I went on to Pepper's IG and I was like, "Oh, okay."
And Carrie said, "You have to meet Niambi. You have to meet her." She's like, "I feel like when you guys meet, you guys will hit it off. So you have to meet each other."
And we had a tea up in Union City where I live, and I was on my best behavior for I guess like the first half, because I was so in awe of all the things that she had already done. And also you were selling the charger, which I was like, "Ooh, it's tech, it's beauty tech, oh my gosh." So, my awkward black girl came out, but we just became, I think because Pepper was so, she was so committed to making sure that it was skin first, like that your skin was healthy before you put any kind of color cosmetic. We really bonded over skin, and at the end of that conversation, I was like, we are going to be friends. Mm-hmm. We are. Mm-hmm. So that's how we started, and it's one of the friendships that's changed my life. Actually.
I'm like,
As my 10-year-old, he's like,
So I guess that's how we started our romance. To break the ice, I really want to talk about this tea-teeny.
Oh, you want to get into the tea-teeny?
I do.
Oh, okay.
Before we talk about packaging, I'm just curious to try this tea-teeny.
Oh yeah, so when Pepper invited me to kick off the beauty hour with her and to do it at Pholk Beauty Lab, I was like, well, she coming to my house, and as a Southerner, I have to offer her some tea, right? I have to offer her some sweet tea, but I'm really into like African diaspora, and one of the ways that I have really expanded my understanding of ingredients throughout the African diaspora, throughout Africa, Caribbean, and the South is through tea. Sometimes the ingredients are new to me, and so there's a company called Serengeti Tea and Spices, and I am totally obsessed. So what I did was I made a sweet tea with a little bit of a kick. From their Holistic Bliss. It has turmeric, lemongrass, moringa, ginger. It's got, a little bit of a bite in the back, which is really nice for this transition into cooler temps. I sweetened it with a vegan honey that's made out of apples.
Okay.
Keeping it real, because you know we vegan. And then to add a little bit of Kentucky, we have Kentucky bourbon. What are you gonna start with? You like me?
I don't know. Okay, let me pick my mug first.
The other thing to keep it all on the hospitality front is that I'm gonna let Pepper choose her mug first, and then I will take that one.
My mug says motivation and hustle. Well, I said hustle. Motivation in a mug and hustle in there too. You know, add that in there.
You're basically describing yourself.
Yeah, I know.
So, like a good Southerner, this is pretty sweet, and it's warm. You can serve it hot or cold, but since it's kind of cold outside, we're gonna do it warm. Okay, have a taste. And I'm for all things pink, so as you will be able to see.
Ooh,
What do you think?
It's good. It's good.
It's good, right? It's like savory and sweet and spicy at the same time. So like
It's good.
People don't sleep on African teas now, because I feel like with Serengeti Tea and Spices, what I really like is that they build flavors in the same way that Black folk build flavors, so they don't shy away from flavors.
It's good. Okay.
All right. Okay, you're convinced. Okay. Now, are you gonna do the?
Yeah, I'll do it.
You gonna do the bourbon? Okay. Some Jim Beam. Not too much, because we don't want to get sloppy. At the beginning. I see Danielle behind there. She's just cracking up. Okay, so we'll put this in the back. You can refill it anytime.
Okay, so the next thing is packaging.
Oh my gosh, it's good.
It is good.
I hooked it up.
You did. I'm like, I have to sit this here. I have to be here.
I love
I smell bourbon. As soon as I lift this,
do you want a non-bourbon cup?
No, I'll keep this. Okay. I'm like, I'll keep this.
Oh,
Can I just move this over?
Yeah.
Now that you've recently upgraded packaging, how did this start? What packaging is your favorite and why?
Okay. So let me just say, for me, as kind of introverted person who has big dreams and has some really big goals for getting healthier ingredients onto brown and black faces. When I moved to this area, I moved from being out of the country for 10 years. I was in London for 7 years doing my doctorate, met a French guy, moved to France, was there for 5 years. And when I came back, I was like, it was really the first time that I had been an adult in the US.
Wow.
And not only that, but I was in, New Jersey, New York, and I found like my shyness came out again, right? But I love ingredients so much that I just put this brand together. And what I found is that for me, it's easier because at the beginning, I wasn't really comfortable like telling my story in person. I needed packaging to kind of tell my story for me. So initially, I was doing like high foot traffic festivals like Afropunk and Envision Fest and Project Beauty Expos that really created like this melanin magical universe. And I loved it. Like the first time that I vended at Afropunk, I was like, these are my people. I can find myself here. And so at the time I was Bloomsbury Square, but that was there was a distance between the name Bloomsbury Square and the women that I wanted to serve. Also people were like, what is Bloomsbury Square? How do you spell it?
Where is that? Where is it located?
Yeah, it's an actual garden. So occasionally people who were looking for the garden would come onto my IG and be like, this is not a garden. So I was like, oh, okay, I need to meet Black and brown women where they're at. I need to create a brand that really speaks to my values, that feels like me, that uses the words that I use. I use the word folk all the time.
Folk you.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah. My kids will tell you like I have a little bit of a pun mouth. So I also can say things like it's fucking amazing, and I'm a mom. Get folked, things like that. So I wanted to have a little bit of edge, and because I was vending mainly at venues that focused on the African diaspora, I really, as kind of the shy new girl on the block, I created packaging that would set me apart from the rest. And so initially this was our packaging, which I don't know if you can see that.
I'm gonna take it up there.
Oh, okay. Wow, the magic of Beauty Hour. So I love that packaging. I worked with a local graphic designer on that. The color palette was a Rihanna palette. It was like ultraviolet. We kind of distilled down botanicals. So it worked when I was vending in like all brown and black situations, and I do love that packaging. But this past year, January to March, I was a part of a beauty accelerator called Target Takeoff, and everybody was so excited about our values and the branding and how modern we are. And when I was talking to some of my mentors, they were like, how are your customers when you're not there and your sellers aren't there? How are they going to know that this is a product that it's like a love letter to women of color? Like that story is not on the labels.
And how can people shop it without assistance?
Yeah.
Sometimes you look at a packaging and you don't find the ingredients, or it may have a little bit of ingredients, but you look at it and it's just a label. It doesn't like resonate with you.
Yeah. I think also part of it is just me getting older, and there's no code switching in my life anymore. Like I want people to instantly connect with who I really am and what my cultures are, and particularly having grown up in Kentucky and grown up with like gardens and roses and farm folk, and living here for 10 years, and there's just this play between all of the like diaspora cultures. Pepper and I will be in a cafe in Jersey City, and there will be like an Afro-Dominican and a Haitian and a Kenyan and someone from South Carolina, and I really wanted to